Good afternoon, class. I am Ken Williams with the Modern Day Patriot, and this is the Patriot Classroom. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about freedom versus liberty. What's the difference? We use these two words interchangeably nowadays, but they have vastly different meanings. When you think about freedom and liberty, it comes down to rights. Who has them, who doesn't. And when it really rubber meets the road, it comes down to this versus this. Freedom is used for the word freedom, is used when you're talking about freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of rights, freedom of religion, so on and so forth. And liberty is more, a little more narrower. It's talking about physical freedom, whether it's oppression, slavery, something that's a right that has been taken away from you. So, some of the things that I think of is in the movie Braveheart, when William Wallace is trying to pump up his fellow Scotsmen that get ready to go into battle, and he talks about, they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. And everyone goes nuts, and they all get pumped up and ready to go and go into battle. And that is an excellent example of freedom. The use of the word freedom is that just because they may take away everything, you still have freedom. You still have the freedom to choose. You still have the freedom of the ability to have a good attitude, freedom of one's personal life, and that you can give it or it can be taken from you. But freedom is a mindset. Freedom is a mentality. Where liberty, there's a great speech by Patrick Henry, where he's talking about the ability of give me liberty or give me death. And he's willing to give it all in order to have his liberty, to have his physical freedom. Now, there's some other great examples of liberty versus freedom, but I don't want to bore you with those. I don't want to go into a great depth, because when it comes down to it today, it's used mostly in the political arena. First Amendment right, Second Amendment right, and so on. Fourth, fifth, whatever. And that's where freedom and liberty are mostly talked about. The important part that I want to get across is that no matter what a government may try to impose against you, you always have the freedom here. You have the freedom where liberty, there are good liberties and there are bad liberties. And that's kind of what the amendments on Bill of Rights talk about, is what the government can't do against us, to impose against us. Now, there are certain laws that some people may say, well, that's oppressing my freedom. And that can be nuanced out from here to eternity. But what I really want to get across is freedom is a mindset. If you set your mind free, You can do anything. You can accomplish anything. Versus liberty. Liberty is important to set yourself free, to be liberated from something. Is a detriment to yourself. If you can liberate yourself, whatever it is, you pick it. If you can liberate yourself, that's important in the physical aspect. Liberty is important. But what it really comes down to is freedom is the ability here I often wonder what our forefathers went through, and people beyond that, people before me. I won't pigeonhole it to our forefathers. I will make it a general people who were oppressed, truly oppressed. I don't want to go into the whole slavery thing because that's a can of worms for another day. But to be a slave and be liberated, I can't imagine what that does to your mind. The ability to go from I have no life to now I'm free. So that's what I want to talk about. That's what I wanted to talk about today. This is a short and sweet one. Is we use these two words interchangeably today. They mean vastly different things, though. Now, like I said, liberty is important. It is. To be liberated, to have liberty is important. But a tyrannical government can clamp down as much as they want, and you're still free here. So, your homework for today is see what is liberating in your life and go after it. What's oppressing you? What's holding you back? Now, it may not be a physical thing. It may be finances. It may be living situation. It may be the area you're living in. It may be a number of things. You figure out what is holding you back and work your way forward trying to be liberated. Find liberty. That's part of the homework. The other thing is freedom. Here. Sit down and figure out, because everyone's going to be different, figure out how to set you free, how to set your mind free. This is a song back in the 90s from a group called In Vogue, called Free Your Mind. And I know it kind of dates me here. I'm an old guy. But I remember hearing it on the radio all the time. Free your mind and the rest will follow. It's a good thought. And it's partially true. If you can free your mind, you can do anything. You think you don't have the ability to do something? Figure it out. You have the freedom to do that. Free your mind. So I'll close it there. That's your homework for the week. Figure out what is holding you back in life and liberate yourself. Figure out what's holding this back and liberate and free yourself. Free your mind. And I'll be willing to bet that if you can free your mind, you'll find what's holding you back and you'll be able to liberate yourself. Again, two words have different definitions, but a similar path that can be used. Words are interchangeable. That's it for today. Again, my name is Ken Williams. I am with the Modern Day Patriot. I would love for you to check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. I'm not good with all this stuff. You figure it out. Go to where you socialize the most. We're probably there. Like and subscribe, the whole 9 yards. You've seen enough videos to know what to do. I just appreciate you all for checking the video out, for helping us spread the word by sharing, commenting. So you know what to do. I appreciate you all, and I will see you for the next class.